Hello everyone, welcome back to Stormwall.com. I did not expect to be doing the second episode on the second day of CPAC right after we launched Stormwall.com. Things are moving so quickly in the world that it was important to get back on and talk a little bit. Obviously in the last 24 hours, Russia has finally, after weeks of preparation, moved on the Ukraine. Very sad. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Ukrainian people. I want to go back to the beginning and get one thing very, very clear. Let's be very, very clear. It's the weakness of the Biden administration that has enabled this. It never would have happened under President Trump. Biden's feckless policies in Afghanistan, caving in on Nord Stream 2, invited Russia, China, and Iran to go after Ukraine, Taiwan, and Israel. And we should watch what these other countries are going to do now. This may not be the only thing that happens. The question everyone is asking now is how should America respond? Should we go to war with Russia? What I can say is that we know that half measures don't work. Sanctions are ineffective. They have been for a long time. Russia and other countries around have essentially sanction-proofed themselves over years of sanctions that have been going on, even with Iran, since the hostage crisis, since the 1980s. They're of limited effectiveness. They have to be done, but they're largely done for show. They're ineffective. It's too late for diplomatic options. So only the military option remains. This becomes an all or nothing question. It's very clear that the American people do not support military intervention in the Ukraine, and we need to accept that reality and live with it. It's important to note that if we can't if we can't secure our own borders, how are we going to defend anyone else's? The administration cannot protect its own citizens, let alone Ukraine's. It really is up to Europe now to take a larger role than what has happened in the past. Let us pray that the lessons of 1914 are not lost on the world's leaders. What great conflagrations emerged from the smallest of sparks. What happened in 1914 was one assassination by a rogue nationalist basically triggered the entire Great War that cost millions of lives. The problem with situations like this is you never know where they're going to go. So it's very clear we've got a new level of crisis on our hands that is likely to get worse. We're likely to see financial market impact. We're likely to see inflation. The inflation we've seen so far has been driven by energy. The Ukraine crisis is only going to further the pressures on the energy markets and the energy situation. We'll continue to watch the situation unfold, and we'll be back on Stormwall.com to talk about it as it goes along. Like it, share it, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next time. And we'll close out where we started. Thoughts and prayers are with the brave Ukrainians, their families, and loved ones, and let's hope that this resolves.